What's going on? What's going on? What up? What up? What up? Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. For me, it's 2 o'clock. I hope you guys are having a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is during whatever time you're watching this. I hope your day is going great. I hope life is great for you guys. And remember, if it's not, me and Mr. Silver are still here. Call us, talk to us. We're bored out of our minds. Okay, not Mr. Silver. She stays busy all the time, but uh, hit us up if you need somebody to talk to. We're still here for you guys. Okay. You guys already know how to get a hold of us. So, that being said, this week I want to talk to you guys about something called Red Ribbon Week. Okay. I'm going to present my screen now. So, hold on a second. I'm going to turn my screen around so you can see. Be patient with me. Please be patient. Okay. So, we should be good to go now. Okay. So, oh, this is not the one. This is the one. All right, so here we is. Here he is. Here he is. Here he is. So, anyways, Red Ribbon Week occurs during the week of October 26th to October 30th. Okay. Normally, this would be something that we would celebrate in school with the ASB, and everybody would be doing something special each day of the week. For example, there would be like crazy hair day on Monday, and Tuesday might be pajama day, and Wednesday might be wear red day, and Thursday might be I don't know, walk backwards day. Different things just to celebrate Red Ribbon Week, and each day of the week would be something new. Okay. Unfortunately, this year we're not doing that because of COVID, right? And we're all stuck at home right now learning. So I still wanted to talk to you guys about what Red Ribbon Week is, why it's celebrated, and more importantly, why it even happens. Okay. So, Red Ribbon Week is known as Drug Free America Week. Okay. It goes hand in hand with Drug Free America. The reason why is because in 1985, a drug enforcement agency officer by the name of Enrique Camarena was killed when he was working to fight against illegal drugs coming into the United States. Okay. When he was killed, his family and friends decided at his funeral, and after that they would wear a little red ribbon on their shirt to commemorate him, to honor him, to memorialize him. That little red ribbon kind of spread out, and because his name became a national name and a lot of people heard about him and heard about what happened, a lot of people started wearing the little red ribbons. Okay. Shortly after that, the first lady, whose name was Nancy Reagan, heard about what happened, and she happened to be starting a campaign of her own called the War Against Drugs, okay, which was basically a fight to stop all the drugs from coming into the United States. And so she started wearing the little red ribbon. And once she started wearing it, because she was the president's wife at the time, it kind of blew up really big. Okay. So people started wearing red shirts on Wednesdays. And then later on, it was developed into a whole week. Okay. Red Ribbon Week. And the schools kind of adopted it to educate students about the dangers of illegal drugs. Okay. And used it as a time where we could educate students about, the harm drugs could do to their bodies and to their lives. Okay. And then on the end of that week, schools asked students to make a commitment to stay drug free. And so part of that commitment usually was you would sign this thing called a pledge card, right? I promise to keep my body strong and to be the best that I can be. I will say no to drugs because they are unhealthy. I pledge to stay drug free. Okay, so you would sign that card, and then they would give you one of these cool little wristbands to wear. And I remember that was the cool thing to do. Okay, have that little wristband, and people actually thought you were cool, right? Because it was like a fashion statement at the time. It was kind of like wearing, let me see, you know how you guys wear friendship bands, right? Everybody wore these little red wristbands. Okay, so the whole thing though is, what is a drug? What it really is it? Why work so hard to stop it? Okay. Drugs are substances that are introduced, meaning put into your body, with the sole purpose of affecting the way we think, we feel. That should say feel, not feel, or the way we act. Okay. They can be natural things that are put on this earth way before we got here, or it can be completely synthetic, meaning man-made things. Okay. So there are plants such as you guys have probably heard of marijuana, right? Mushrooms, that sort of thing that is put on the earth naturally. Um, Even the plant that cocaine comes from is put on the earth naturally, right? And it's human beings or man that decided to make them things that could be ingested and uh, become harmful to them. Okay. Or all that other drug stuff that is like cocaine and crystal meth and all that other stuff is man-made creations. Okay. All of these things can be ingested, meaning taken in orally, right? Which means you could take them in through your mouth, or inhaled, meaning you could like smoke them, or they can put them through their nose. That means inhaled too, or placed on top of the skin. Way back in the day, there used to be something called LSD that they would put on the back of stamps, right? And then people would put those stamps on their skin. And so I grew up with my parents telling me never to put anything on your skin because you don't know what could be on the other side of that stamp or whatever it was, right? They used to have these little tattoo things that you would wet them and put them on your skin, and then you would take off the paper, and it would leave you with the tattoo. But the problem is, people would try to get kids sick, so they would put LSD on those tattoos, and so when those kids put them on, they would get sick. All right, so that's why I grew up with not being able to put anything on our skin. Or they could be placed directly into your bloodstream using like a needle and injecting it into your bloodstream. Okay. The thing is, drugs can be extremely harmful to the vital organs of your body and could cause death. Okay. There's a lot of organs on the human body that you need to live. Okay. Your skin is one of them. I don't know if you know that skin is a human organ, but it is. Okay. Your brain is another organ that needs your body needs to be able to survive, and that could be very damaged because of drug use. Your heart, okay, your kidneys, your liver, your lungs, all of those organs can be very damaged through drug use. Okay, and people have known to die instantly because they what they call overdose on drugs. Okay, so you take more drugs than your body can physically handle, and it does stuff like blow up your heart or fry your brain, um, stop your lungs from working, that kind of stuff. Okay, so drugs harmful. Okay, um, these are just some kind of generic pictures of drugs that you guys may have heard about before, right? Uh, that first thing up there is marijuana rolled up, right? Then a marijuana leaf, and then a pipe and some mushrooms. People have even used glue to get high, right? I don't even want to tell you how they do it, but they do it. Okay. There's a spoon because they cook some drugs. There's a syringe there, and there's some pills. Okay, so those are all kind of things that you might have been aware of, you might have heard about up till now. Okay, they're all illegal drugs and bad for your bodies, bad for your systems. The two most common drugs in America, though, this is going to hit you really weird for some of you guys, is alcohol and tobacco. Okay, now alcohol and tobacco are drugs. They fit our definition. Okay, they are substances that are introduced into the body with the purpose of affecting the way we think, we feel, or we act. Okay, they are ingested orally, okay, or inhaled. So they do they do fit the definition of a drug. And believe it or not, they're the two most common drugs in America, partly because they are both legal drugs, right? Meaning an adult can consume these drugs and nobody's going to throw them in jail for it. They probably should, though, because look at this. In alcohol, 88,000 people die each year because of alcohol alone, right? That's a ridiculous number of people. 35% of all car accident deaths were because of alcohol. So all those people that are out there driving while intoxicated, okay, driving drunk, they're causing a lot of car accident deaths. And then alcohol attacks the liver and shortens the life of the liver and increases risk of cancer in your mouth, your throat, and the liver. Well, why would anybody even want to drink alcohol then? It's a trip. Look at, for as bad as alcohol is, look at how bad tobacco is. Tobacco is responsible for 8 million deaths a year. 8 million every year, right? 7 million of those are direct deaths. So 7 million of those happen to the people that are actually smoking the tobacco. Excuse me, sorry. 1 million are from secondhand smoking deaths. That means that those people that are dying for that 1 million are people that didn't even smoke tobacco, but somebody in their house, somebody in their life did. And so they end up getting cancer or dying from some other thing tobacco related, okay? That's ridiculously crazy. All forms of tobacco are harmful, and there is no safe level of exposure to tobacco. So you've probably heard people say, oh, you can do anything as long as you don't do too much of it, right? Well, here's the bad news. There's no safe level of tobacco exposure, right? You're going to do harm to your body. And when you drink alcohol, no matter how much or how little you drink, you're killing off brain cells, you're killing off kidney cells, okay? So you are doing harm to your body even with small little amounts. And unfortunately, tobacco is most commonly marketed to low income social groups. So us people that aren't rich and don't have a lot of money are the ones that tobacco is trying to get hooked on tobacco and cause us to die. Those 8 million deaths a year, those are from poorer people. Okay. Okay. So I'm telling you, don't do drugs, right? But what about medicine, right? Medicine's a drug for most of us, right? So medicines are drugs and they fit the definition drug in every sense of the word. Okay. Let's go back to where we define what is a drug. Drugs are substances that are introduced into the body with the purpose of affecting the way we think, we feel, or we act. And you're right, medicines are introduced into our body with the purpose of affecting the way we feel, right? So, medicines, though, the difference between a drug, which is something bad for you, and medicine is that medicines are taken to help alleviate, which means get rid of a current medical condition. So, for example, you have a headache, right? You might take an aspirin to help with a headache. That's a medicine, right? Aspirin gets rid of headaches. If you have a tummy ache, you might take some Pepto-Bismol, which is a drug, but it's defined as a medicine because it helps to alleviate a current medical condition like a tummy ache, right? Let me see. What's another example? People that have asthma are given medicines to help out with the asthma so they can breathe. Okay, so medicines are prescribed for you and for use by certain individuals and should only be taken by that individual. Okay, so what is sold as drugs in the United States, right, are sold to anybody that will come up with the money and wants them. Okay, medicines are assigned to you and only you. So you should only be taking them because they're for your individual body. If somebody else gives you medicine that wasn't for you, then you probably shouldn't be taking it. Okay. Because only a doctor can tell you that if it's going to be okay for your body. Our parents may know. Okay. So, but our parents also know like our whole health history. So our parents would know if you're allergic to that certain medicine or if it's going to cause an interaction that's bad with another medicine that you're taking. Okay. And so medicines are taken for a predetermined time period. Okay. So, for example, if your doctor gives you some sort of penicillin or ampicillin, which is an anti what do you call it? Oh man, I went blank. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But it's a medicine that you're supposed to take for like 14 days, okay? Every day for 14 days to help with any kind of infection. Okay? So if your doctor tells you take this medicine for 14 days and you feel great by the 5th day, you still need to take it for the rest of those 14 days so it can take effect in your body and hold your body and make sure that any of that bacteria that's in you dies, okay? And medicines are not made to be harmful to the human body, okay? That's the difference. Drugs are harmful to the human body and to the organs of the human body. Medicines aren't made to be harmful to the human body. Now, that's not to say that sometimes you take a, say you take a medicine for your heart, right? It might hurt part of your liver, but that wasn't its intention, okay? That's called something called a side effect. And hopefully the side effects for medicine aren't that bad, but medicines are originally designed not to harm the human body. Okay, so the difference between drugs and medicines, yes, medicines are defined as drugs, but medicines are taken to help get rid of a current medical condition. Medicines are prescribed for you and only you. Medicines are taken for a time period that is developed with you and your doctor, and medicines aren't made to be harmful to the human body, okay? So why do people even take drugs, right? If they're so bad for them, why would they even do them, right? So a lot of people do take drugs to escape their reality or to avoid dealing with problems in life. You know, we all wake up with problems on a daily basis. Nobody here is perfect, and because life is what it is, sometimes we got to deal with life's problems, right? But a lot of people take drugs because they don't want to deal with life's problems. So they figure if I take this, I don't have to deal with it right now. I'm going to be able to escape my reality and go into a different world where my mind's not thinking of my problems, where I don't have to deal with uh, my life and its drama. Okay. They might take them to get a feeling of euphoria, meaning that feeling of being high. Some people have talked about, you probably heard other people talk about, oh, they were high or they felt high. Okay. That's a feeling of being really happy or whatever it is, right? But you can get that feeling in other ways. You don't have to take drugs to get it. Okay. Exercise is a great way of getting that same euphoria feeling that other people would get taking drugs. Okay. A lot of people do it to fit in with their friends or look cool. So smoking is one of those drugs that people take to fit in with their friends. If they have a group of friends that smoke and they walk into that circle and then everybody offers them a cigarette, they might take it because they don't want to seem like the kid in school that's not cool or something like that. Okay. To rebel or experiment, right? A lot of people do take them because they just want to find out what it's like. Uh, how would it really make me feel? Okay. Or to make their parents mad, right? Oh, my mom made me so mad today. I'm going to take this and I'm going to get back at her, right? So some people do. That's the reason why some people take drugs, okay? But in reality, okay, there are better reasons why we need to stay away from them. Drugs are harmful, and we already talked about this, to all the major organs of the body, including your skin, okay? And if you don't think they're harmful to your skin, if any of you guys have ever seen somebody that is addicted to certain drugs, okay, their skin is all full of acne, and a lot of times people that are on drugs scratch themselves in certain places until they rub their skin raw, and there comes a big sore there. Okay, it's also harmful to your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, your liver, and these are all the things that you need to live. And once you don't have them, you can't you can't maintain life, right? So you need to make sure that you keep these parts of your body healthy. Drugs do not take away life's problems; they only complicate them, right? There are a lot of people that go to the movies because they want to escape life's problems. Okay. And for 2 hours, yeah, you're going to be able to escape life problems. You're not going to have to think about your problems when you're thinking about the problems going on in the movie, right? But guess what happens when you come out of the movie theater? Yup, the problems are still there. Okay. And you still have to deal with them. Drugs don't take those problems away. they only make them more complicated, because guess what? Now you got to deal with the fact that your parents know that you're a drug user and they're mad at you, or your boss knows that you're using drugs and he's going to fire you, or your boyfriend or girlfriend or wife finds out that you're using drugs and they're going to leave you. Okay? So it doesn't really take away the problems. You hide from the problems for the time that you're on them, but it just makes them worse. It really does. Um, Drugs are addicting, right? And what I mean by addicting, it means that once you start taking them, your body actually needs them to function. And if you don't take them, your body's going to get sick to the point where it's going to start convulsing, meaning shaking and throwing up, and you'll have a fever, and you'll feel like you had the worst flu of your whole life, right? Because your body was used to taking that stuff, and now all of a sudden you stop giving it to your body, right? It's kind of like if let's see, if you're used to running every day, your body starts to feel really, really good. And then the day you stop running, your body feels drained and don't have energy and stuff like that. That's what happens with drugs in your body. If you give drugs to your body, it gets used to it. And then the minute you try to stop it, your body reacts, and it just doesn't want to live like that. Okay. And then the legal problems that come along with drug use and abuse. Okay. So if you're using drugs, guess what? You got to buy drugs, and guess what? Now you're going to get caught eventually and become in trouble with the law, right? They're going to get arrested, and that's going to bring you more problems than you ever want to deal with in your life. So you guys got to just stay away from them. They're bad news. Okay. There's so much better things to do out there than to mess with drugs. And you can still be happy, healthy, hang out with the cool people without having to do those stupid things like drugs. Okay. Let's see. What do you do if someone is using drugs? Ooh, this is a good one. Okay. Because at your age right now, you're starting to find out that there's some people your age starting to use some of this stuff. Okay. Or there's people in your household that may be using some of this stuff. Or you're walking down the street and you may see somebody using drugs. Okay. So the very first thing you guys got to remember is you guys got to stay safe. Staying safe is above everything else. You guys got to make sure that you are safe. Okay. So if you walk into the restroom here at school and you see somebody using drugs, get out of there, right? Stay safe. If you're at home and you walk into your older brother's room and he's doing something he shouldn't be doing, get out of there. Stay safe. Okay. If you're walking down the street, going to the market, and you see somebody there doing drugs, walk the other side of the street. Walk the other way. Okay. Stay safe. Don't don't put yourself in any situation where somebody might hurt you because they're doing something that they know they shouldn't. Okay. Now, uh, drugs are a choice, and doing drugs are a choice, right? But we can't judge people because they use them. Okay. At least don't judge them in a negative way. Uh, as a person that cares about other people, right? We should offer to try to help them. If your older brother is using drugs, right? You don't want to say you hate your older brother because he's using drugs, right? What you want to do is try to help him stop using them, right? And let him know how much you love him. Let him know how much you care about him. And that because you care, you don't want to see him hurting himself anymore, okay? Get help from a trusted adult. Sometimes it's the trusted adults, though, that are the ones doing the drugs, especially like the alcohol and tobacco, right? It might be our parents that are drinking probably more than they should, or smoking uh, tobacco when they shouldn't, right? But if you need help from a trusted adult, me, Mr. Silva, all your teachers, okay, uh, anybody you could reach out to get that help that you need, okay? Be firm in your words with them, okay? I don't mean to yell at somebody because they're using drugs, okay? But when you do talk to them and you do say something, right? And especially if somebody's offering you some, okay? Be firm in your no, man, that's not for me. That ain't what I want to do, right? If that's what your choice is, that's your choice, but that ain't something I want, okay? Be firm with how you speak to people. Don't be afraid to answer them. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. Okay. And if you care about somebody that's using drugs, then tell them. Be firm with those words. Say, man, I really love you and I care about you, and it hurts me when you do that because I don't want to see you get hurt. Okay? So be firm with your words. And don't forget, people are still humans. They may be making the wrong choices right now, okay? But they're still humans. So don't call them names or don't look at them like they're uh I don't know, don't look at them like they're below being human, okay? Treat them as human beings and let them know you care and let them know you want the best for them. Okay, so now you know a little bit about drugs. Now you know a little bit about what Red Ribbon Week is, okay? Let's figure out some stuff. I'm going to give you guys a situation, and you guys are going to tell me what's the right way to handle that situation based on what we talked about, okay? So here's the situation. What would you do, okay? What would you do if you go to your friend's house to play Call of Duty? While you're playing, you get a really bad headache. Your friend says he has some headache medicine for his migraines and offers to give you some. What would you do? Okay. Would you A, take the medicine because it's made for migraines, so you figure it will help your headache? Or B, would you go home and leave him playing Call of Duty by himself, knowing he's going to get destroyed? Or C, would you call home and ask your mom if it's okay for you to take the migraine medicine your friend has? Okay. I know none of us probably want to leave the house and go home and leave him playing Call of Duty by himself, right? So that we'll throw B away, okay? Let's talk about A. Would we take the medicine because it's made for migraines, so you figure it will help your headache? So remember in one of those slides I told you guys you should only be taking medicine that is prescribed for you? Well, this migraine medication was prescribed for your friend, right? So it wasn't really made for you. It wasn't intended for you. So that's probably the wrong answer. We wouldn't take that medication, that medicine, okay? Let's see. See, if we call home and ask my mom if it's okay for me to take the migraine medicine your friend has. That's probably the best answer here, right? Because your mom will know if you're allergic to that kind of medicine. Your mom might know if it will even help you, right? And she might even tell you, hey, no, you probably shouldn't take it because it was for him, right? And I have some aspirin here at the house I can give you, and I'll drop it off to you right now, okay? So C is probably our best answer. All right, let's go on to the next one. What would you do if you were at school and you go into the bathroom? When you walk in, you see three of your friends are in there smoking a vape pen, and they tell you to come hit this. So I know this happens occasionally, okay? What would our best choice be? A, you don't want to look like a little kid in front of your friends, so you go to hit the vape so you will still be cool to them. Or B, you walk back out of the restroom to then go look for Mr. Gomez so you can tell him some kids are smoking in the bathroom. Or C, you tell your friends, nah man, I'm okay, thanks. Then use the restroom and go back to class, but later you talk to your friend and tell him, hey man, I honestly don't judge you, but maybe you should stop smoking because that vape pen is going to kill your lungs and you might get in trouble. Let's see, let's talk about A. A, you don't want to look like a little kid in front of your friends, so you go hit the vape pen so you'll still be cool to them, right? We already talked. Doing drugs ain't going to make you look cool, right? It's not going to make you look like a little kid because you say no. So, you know what? Throw the A out, right? We're not going to pay attention to A. We're not going to go hit the vape pen because we want to impress people. We don't need to impress people like that, right? Or B, you'll walk back out of the restroom and then go look for Mr. Gomez so you can tell him some kids are smoking in the bathroom. Now, you guys, honestly, I wish everybody had the ability to be able to do this, right? Just walk back out and say, hey, let me go find Mr. Gomez so he can handle this situation for us, right? But you guys, I didn't have this much um, courage when I was your age, okay? I doubt any of your teachers had this much courage when they were your age, okay? It takes a lot of courage for you to be able to stand up against your friends and go do something that would be the best for the safety of the school, but get your friends in trouble, okay? So even though that's probably what I would want you guys to do, I don't think I would ask of you guys to do that, right? Let's see what C says. You tell your friends, nah, man, I'm okay, thanks. Then use the restroom and go back to class, but later talk to your friend and tell him, man, I honestly don't judge you, but maybe you should stop smoking because that vape pen is going to kill your lungs and might get you in trouble. You know what, honestly, you guys? This is probably the easiest, best answer at your age right now, right? As long as you're firm in the way you tell your friends, nah, man, I'm okay, right? They won't force it on you. And if they do, then they ain't your friends. And then you go ahead, use the restroom, and go back to class, do your thing, right? And then talk to your friend later. Just be honest with them, man. You shouldn't even be doing that because honestly, it's just gonna get you in trouble, right? So I think for us, C is probably the best answer. For me as a counselor, I wish you guys could do B, right? But I don't expect it out of everybody. So if we can get you guys to do C, I'm okay with that. Okay. And then it will be up to Mr. Gomez to stop kids from smoking in the bathroom. Let's see. What would you do? You come home from school and you go into the restroom, but find a little container of what you think might be illegal drugs that was left on the counter by your older brother who isn't home anymore. Would you A, get them and hide them for your brother until he comes home and then give them to him and ask him if he can give you some money since you saved them for him? B, leave them alone and then go find your mom and let her know what you saw in the bathroom because you don't want your little sister to find them and think they are candy and eat them. Or C, take them to your room because you figure nobody else knew that they were there and now you can try them when you want. Let's talk about these. Okay. So let's see A first. Get them and hide them for your brother until he comes home and then give them to him and ask him if he can give you some money since you saved them for him. Man, you're doing two things completely wrong here, right? One, you're covering up for your brother by hiding them and then giving them back to him so he could still use them and hurt himself. And then two, you're hitting him up for some money because you watched out for him or you think you watched out for him. Okay. That A is totally wrong. Let's see. C, take them to your room because you figure nobody else knew that they were there, and now you can try them when you want them. E, this can't be any more wrong, right? I thought A was wrong, but C is really, really wrong. Okay. You don't want to try them. You don't know what they are. You don't know what it is your brother had, right? Who knows? It might have been real medicine, right? But it might be something that could really, really hurt you. So just leave the junk alone. Okay. B, leave them alone and go find your mom and let her know what you saw in the bathroom because you don't want your little sister to find them and think that they're candy and eat them. That's the right answer, you guys, because honestly, you don't need to be touching them. If you touch them and you're walking with them and somebody sees you, you'll get in trouble for it, right? So leave them alone. Go find out where your mom is. Tell your mom, hey, mom, I saw something in the bathroom. I don't know what it is, but I don't want my sister to find it and think it's candy, right? Because I don't want her to eat them and get sick from it or get hurt. Okay. Can you go check it out? And so your mom will go handle it for you guys. Okay. So B is our right answer in this one. Okay. It watches out for your little sister, right? Because even though your older brother is making the wrong choices, your little sister doesn't deserve to get hurt because of a choice that she didn't make. Okay. So that's it for the end of our presentation, you guys. You guys know why we have Red Ribbon Week, right? We're not celebrating it the same way this year, but you guys at least know why it's there. And so next year when we do celebrate it, you guys will know why. Okay. Until then, I want you guys to stay safe. Remember, wash your hands as often as you can. If you're not around soap and water, use hand sanitizer, right? If you're going out with your parents into the street, make sure you're wearing your mask. Make sure you keep it on, keep it strapped up, right? I got mine here always right by my side for when I have to walk out the door. When I'm by myself, I can take it off, right? But if anybody walks in that door right now, then I put it on immediately and I don't let them come close to me until I have that mask on. All right, you guys, stay safe. See you later. Bye.